Now, weirdly, I got interrupted on my first part of what I was trying to say in my video, and we ended on me going on about how I'm weirdly attracted to Kevin Bacon from Stereo Echoes. So that's gonna be Oh, that's weird. Sorry, it's So as I was saying, the fact that Ellie and Dina are attracted to each other during that time is interesting because Jesse's a hot dude. As Jesse has fun with it, he's like, you're not attracted to Asians. It's like, she's like, haha. Like Ellie was saying, haha. That's just the way, because when Ellie and Jesse team up, Jesse was basically saying that Joel was he thought Joel thought that Jesse and Ellie were attracted to each other, and Ellie's like, no, and Joel's like, oh, trust me, I have a feeling. It's like, oh, Joel, that's such a dad thing to say. No, like, Jesse is a hot, interesting dude, but Ellie is not that way. Ellie is a gay or gender fluid or whatever, but being the fact that this is 2039 before labels got involved again, like as I'm saying, Ellie and Dina are gay or bi, Jesse is straight. Everyone was saying that Abby is transgender. I didn't see that. I thought she's just like a fucking swole chick. Like, holy shit. She is buff as fuck. And it's like, god damn. But let's go back to that. I love The Last of Us Part 2. The 40 plus hours playing that was awesome. Excellent. Character development is amazing. Yes, everyone bitches that the fact that Joel got killed off early on, but that's the point. This is not Joel's story. This is Ellie's story and Abby's story. You've got an immune daughter figure searching her feelings and herself during and trying to figure out how life would be different if she was not here because of how she is. Would things be different within the within this 5 year span if Ellie was dead because of the cure? That is a big what if, because like I said in my first video, with one person being immune in the 20-year span, and you've only got one shot, and you don't, and the infected and all that stuff, that's a risk. But 10 people. And if the first one fails, you've got 9 left. So that's the big thing in itself. And Joel being the father figure and all that stuff. So we've got Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2 as let's say the immune child during the apocalypse, and you've got Abby as the struggling survivor out for revenge. It's more of we've seen Abby's journey through flashbacks and all that stuff. She during The Last of Us Part 1, technically because of the flashback, she is a meek surgeon's girl. like, oh, dad's the part of the Firefly's head surgeons, and he's got skills. That's cool. I'm just gonna follow my dad. La 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 la. She's got some spunk and all that stuff. She's not great character wise, like to start off with. It's just like, oh, I'm a surgeon's daughter, and I like Owen, which is kind of interesting because Owen and her dad look very similar. So someone's got a dad fetish. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I'm sure there's a few daddy fetishes out there. I'm not judging, but for me personally, it's just like, ew, I don't want to think about sleeping with my dad. But but as relationships go, it turns out sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you marry or you are attracted to some personality types, and you kind of go for something similar, like your mum, your dad, or whatever. It's the personality type, like they're a caring, nurturing person, and you're attracted to that. Oh, it's because you've been brought up in that situation. If you like a bit of kink and a bit of abuse because you grew up in a house. I was like, oh fuck you, you're a piece of shit, and you kind of get attracted to the put downs. Then that's more of the nature of how you grew up. I could be wrong, but hey, that's. But yes, so back to that. So Ellie and Abby, the dynamic between them is different. I personally love Abby. She's an amazing character over time. Like, first playthrough, before we get to her playing as her, I was like, oh my god, what a fucking bitch. She murdered Joel. What the fuck? How fucking dare you? But no, technically it's justified because Joel did his spree trying to save Ellie, and Abby just wants revenge. Like, yes, she does take a time off camera, but when Ellie is there and it's the mercy kill, she instantly just whacks Joel in the head and it's done. What I thought was like she was going to look Ellie in the eye and personally just bash the living shit out of Joel's skull to the point of, The Walking Dead, where Glenn was just mush. But no, it's for, let's say, humanity's sake and for Ellie's sake. She only gets to see a bloodied corpse and then a final whack to the head, and he's dead. Personally, I was upset, but I was like, okay, that's not as bad as what I was expecting. I thought, with the way the trailer was playing, I thought Ellie was going to be, tied up with Joel and, going to watch the entirety of it. It's like, oh, you're Ellie, oh, this is for you, like, bam, 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 I'm gonna beat the living shit out of your father figure because my father figure's dead because of this piece of shit. So, no. So, technically, that's better than expected. But I'm very disappointed in Ellie. And I give all props to Abby. As weird as that sounds. Like, Ellie loved Joel. Yes, she, over the course of the time, when she figured out that, she was immune and Joel lied to her, oh, I don't want to talk to you again, leave me alone, we're done. Who hasn't said that to their parent or their friend at one point in time, and then, come to the fact that, when they get hurt, it's like they want to talk to them. I've been in that situation. I'm sure you've been in that situation. Joel technically is an asshole for lying to Ellie, but he did it for the greater good in the grand scheme of things. Because like I said, the one immune person during this 25-year span is risky. if it was 10 people during a 5-year span, during the uprising of the virus, like the current situation we are in the world because of Corona, then that would be better. But, and I believe that Joel is the hero. Like, there is no, like, for me, there is no point trying to find a cure 20 years later when everyone has their trust issues and the technology, and technology is kind of not as good as it should be because no one has been making more technology because they've been either on the run from clickers, hiding from cannibals, hiding from people who want to hunt them down for sport, and all that stuff. People are weird. Some people do want a cure, but there are people that voted for Trump. There are people that get off on that. There are serial killers out there. That's the thing. It's so there are people I love the chaos of zombies, and I would love a zombie outbreak. But if there were runners, fuck that. So personally, I would love a zombie outbreak, but so it's all of the Joel is technically my hero for not killing Ellie. But again, for the rest of the world, he's probably the martyr because, now we still have to struggle to survive. Yes, you have to struggle to survive, but you're doing better struggling to survive because you're fitter, you're looking after yourself. You got a routine of going out, doing rounds, checking things, finding items, making a community better. And as we've seen in Tommy's commune, at the start of the game of Last of Us Part 2, holy shit, they've built the walls. They've got people who train the horses, people who are doing schools, people who there was one dude just playing a ukulele with his dog as everyone's going around about his thing. That's his thing he's doing. You've got kids, you've got your hunters who go for food. You've got your people, your butchers, your bakers, your candlestick makers. You've got your bookstore. People are back to reading books. It's gone back to the time where they're on their old school ways of living. Yes, they're on edge, but they've got a system. They've got walls up. They've got hunting people. They've got their hunters, their protectors, and they've got kids learning and surviving and all that stuff in this area in the schools. Learning about history, which would be a very weird alternative history because, what happened in 2020? That was when, let's say Tommy founded this commune and he built it from the ground up as the infected were coming after him. That would be a weird lesson to learn about. And the same, yes, it's, he can't, So for me, Joel is the hero of this entire thing. You can say he's an asshole and doom the world, but technically the world is already doomed because of the 20-year span and the way people are. As Bill said, you don't know what's going through a human's mind, and that is true. As we saw during the college run when we were trying to find the Fireflies, when we read journals, people were this is weird. Some people were coming in late at night, going out and all that stuff. And some came back, some not. Some, people panic when they get bit. They don't tell you. And all that stuff. So that's the way viruses spread and all that stuff, which is an interesting thing. Now to Abby. her, when we first play her, no, yeah, when we first play her going to, uh, from her stadium from when Ellie invaded, they took over a baseball stadium, and you could, like, there is a school, there is a gym, there is a mess hall, there is clothing, there is a farm, there are people doing washing, there are people doing cows, sheep, dogs, training the dogs, feeding the cows, harvesting the corn and all that stuff. They've got their system. Yes, it's kind of on edge because you've got the fucking Jesus, what were they called? The Seraphites, the Scars, who Isaac, was it Isaac? Yeah, Isaac. He and the mother or whoever there was, the lady, kind of broke down and had their own sorry, let's see what it was. Seraphites, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just they've got their own set of rules, and it was interesting because they didn't like modern technology because they use a lot of hammers, a lot of knives, and everything, but they still use guns. It's like, which I was like, hold on, if you're old school in values, and it was Lev that said, oh, only the soldiers get to use that because it's convenience. I'm like, yeah, that seems like a real fucking convenience because, otherwise you'd be a bit outnumbered from guns to, just bow and arrows and knives. No, you got other guns too. Bit circle jerking your own logic there. But yeah, Abby's people, they've got they had their own thing too. So technically they were better off trying to figure out how to live in that situation. Like, yes, they had technology, like we saw with PSPs, music and all that stuff, which I found interesting. Like, if you are on a mission and all that stuff, wouldn't you be more on edge, just like, okay, something's going to sneak up on me, I better pay attention, not play a fucking PSP. Again, no, I can't talk about that because I would probably do the same thing. Like, after, being, searching and being on guard for so long, I want to take a break, probably read a book, listen to music, or play a video game. To be honest, yeah, let's do that. So, yeah. But here is the big thing. I like Abby more than I like Ellie. And that hurts me to say because Abby killed Joel. And Ellie, but yeah. But here is the fact, the reason why I like Abby more than Ellie. If we're gonna explain it in terms that would make sense, is kind of like the Hunger Games, or Dragon Ball Z, or what else would you call it? The high ranking versus the low income, in a way. The privileged, let's say. Ellie thinks she's tough shit because she's immune and doesn't need to train. Kind of like the District 1 and 2s from the Hunger Games and Vegeta / Frieza in Dragon Ball Z. Which means that, yes, she's immune, to the bite. She can't get infected because of the spores and all that stuff. And Ellie doesn't think she needs to train. Everyone else is on edge. Like Dina, is pretty good with the gun. Tommy, is good with the gun. and all that stuff. Jesse, he does his thing, and that's why. And Joel, he's trained in his ways. And which brings me to the point that Ellie complained most of the time when she was with Joel to say, "Oh, why do I need to wear a gas mask? I'm not infected." Yes, and Joel was like, "Yes, but if we come across a person and they see you like that, they're gonna panic. Oh shit, you're infected. Bam! Like everyone's got an itchy trigger finger." And Ellie complained, like, "Oh, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that?" And it's just like, it's a very high privilege thing. Like, "Oh, I don't need to, train or whatever. I'm fine. I'm immune. I'm fast on my feet." Yes, you may be fast on your feet today, but you could wake up with a weird pain in your leg or whatever, or crick in your neck. You're trying to run away. Your body would probably betray you. Now, hence Vegeta and Frieza and District 1s. They get all the good stuff, don't think they need to train. Vegeta and Frieza are already strong enough, they don't think they need to train, hence why Goku kicks their fucking ass. Or, shit, I forgot the name. I volunteer as tribute, is faster on the draw because she went out to sneak out the food and trained her skills. Like, that's a survivalist instinct. Abby, on the other hand, she is a trained soldier. Like, yes, when we play her in flashbacks, she's like a meek surgeon's daughter. But over time, over the flashbacks, even though it's not played in order, we get to see how her mentality changes to like, "Owen, don't be a dick. Oh, you're cute," to the point of like, "Oh, we need to train." And Owen's like, "Oh, fuck it. No, we don't." It's like, yeah, you do. And so Abby, like, everyone complains that Abby is a strong, overpowered woman. It's like, don't we want that? Like, I don't understand the logic anymore. Like, don't we want strong, powerful people in general? Women, men, transgendered, black, white, Asian, Ugandan, whatever. Like, don't people want strong people to root for? Not like have like a little pastor person like, "Oh, I got punched and I broke down," like, bleh. But no, Abby's a survivalist. Like, she has gone through some stuff. She has trained, and it probably shows how Isaac is, because he's kind of an asshole. Like, yes, he's the leader, but as I said before, "Oh, look, he's got an apple. He's eating an apple." And with Cinema Sins, like, if you're eating an apple, you're an asshole. But no, she is on strict training. She is buff. She does the work. She knows that she needs to hone her skills. Needs to be on a strict plan of working out, eating properly, sleeping, doing her rounds, and protecting her people. And when we are Abby fighting Ellie, I appreciate that fight because it shows that Ellie is a sneaky bitch to try and use the items she has, while Abby, it depends on how we played, but Abby is sneakier in the way that, okay, we'll watch what she's doing, see how we can overtake her, and when Ellie's distracted, then we'll strike. It's like, because if we go in face first, we're going to get a blast full of shotgun in the face. And that's what disappointed me. Ellie was all about the revenge. Like, I was too, to begin with. But then seeing it through Abby's eyes, it's like, oh, it's justified, though, while she's angry in what she did. Because when we try and save the Seraphites, Yara and Lev, and just see how the pain and struggle that we went through with Yara, to where the Seraphites smashed her arm and we had to take her to the aquarium to Owen and Meg. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Mel. To Mel, to her to operate, just for the fact that Isaac and her, and the other wolves to shoot the shit out of Yara. It was like, what was the point of that? That was just so fucking devastating. And just seeing the pain in Lev's eyes, losing his, like, being cast out because he was, shaved his head. The fact that I think that he's a transgendered boy, I think. I'm trying to figure it out because it's 2039, and being that we didn't have those terms back in 1985, I don't think. And the fact that Lev, sorry, I'm just trying to read all this. The fact that he shaved his head, went from Liddy to Lev, and no one like that, and it's trying to find his way in life without his people, his sister, his mother. Like, he lost everything. I was like, oh shit. Oh, it was a journey for Lev. And just seeing Abby help this person, like this Seraphite, even though the Seraphites and the wolves were fighting each other, and Ellie is technically the fourth party, because you've got wolves versus Seraphites versus the infected, and Ellie is just a random person to come in just want to get revenge because Joel died. And it's like, priorities, I get it, but you've got a war going, the infected being the unknown entity in all this, and then just like a random person trying to join in because reasons. It's like a whole clusterfuck of things. And it's just like, but the fact that Lev was the voice of reason to Abby to not murder Dina or Ellie, to be like, okay, we're done. I've got my revenge. I've beaten the shit out of you. I've proven I'm stronger. I say I've left your girlfriend alive, even though you killed my pregnant friend, my ex-boyfriend, my people, and I've beaten the shit out of her. I'm going. I'm like, I get it. But it also shows how PTSD works. We get a time jump of, it was around roughly 9 months, because Dina gives birth, and we see the dorky lesbian mum dancing. It's like, I've seen that before. It's like, oh, I'm dancing with my baby, with my girlfriend. Oh, kissing, and it's just like, oh, just stop. You're adorable. You're dorky as well because you got your mum jeans on. But yes, and the way that Abby was going about trying to find Owen to try and find the Santa Barbara in Santa Barbara. I think it was Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara with the fireflies and all that stuff, and that kicked off something a whole fucking different too. But it showed that yes, Ellie, like, we read the journal. If you read the journals, you would see that Ellie was continually having nightmares, and Dina didn't know what to do. Like, it's all well and good for Dina to be like, oh, you kind of need to get over it. Oh, you can say that, but I'm still having nightmares of seeing of Joel calling out to me and everything. You don't know what I've been through and all that stuff. And like, everyone has their own version of trauma. Like, yes, you can say, harden the fuck up and get over it. But how dare you say that? Like, and not everyone can afford therapy. Not everyone wants to go to therapy. Why do I've got I'm a typical white boy, or a half because I'm a Torres Strait Islander child, half with child of divorce and adoption. So I'm a discount baby, a double discount baby. I like to say, Mum bought me for $5. I like to joke about that. But I have memories of when I was 7, of my dad being pulled over in the middle of the highway, being beaten by 4 bikies while one bikie was keeping me in the car and just saying, "Oh, don't worry, little dude, we're just teaching your dad a lesson." Isn't that fun memory to have when you were growing up? But yeah, like it's everyone's got their own version of trauma and all that stuff, PTSD and all that stuff. And Ellie wanted to end it all. I understand that, but the way she went about it was very privileged in a way. Just wanting to go and find her and kill her. Oh, I hope you didn't get bitten by infected because I want to end you, bitch. And it just shows that she's on a one-track mind, while Abby was just like, okay, my dad's dead, my friends are dead, fuck it, whatever, I've got this new life, Lev, my new friend with me, fuck it, we're just going to try and find the Fireflies or whatever they're going to be called, trying to find other people to go to just to have another normal life. Yeah, and when I say normal to the point of who to trust, the infected, and getting on another schedule like that. And then we come across the Rattlers, fucking oath, and they're an issue in themselves. They're sex slave headhunter people. It's like, oh my god, like, and you say you can trust people. No, you can't. Again, you don't know what's going through people's minds and why they thought that the Rattlers had the goal to be able to kidnap people, to be able to sell on the black market during the apocalypse while those people are being still infected. It's like, what? That's what? And that's what disappointed me about Ellie when we go and find that, kill most of the Rattlers, release the people in cages to talk about, to find Abby. And everyone's like, oh, look, she's infected. I'm surprised no one had the itchy trigger finger to shoot Ellie on the spot. And she's like, no, wait. It's like, would you listen to someone who's like, no, wait, don't shoot me yet? It's like, hold on, wait, what? And they were saying, she's down on the beach, she might be alive. And we find Abby and Lev tied up, like stretched out. I think, on a cross, like lucky she wasn't nailed to a cross, but like tied up to a cross, and dehydrated and malnourished, like she lost muscle mass. Like, fuck. She was, like jacked as fuck when we first played her, to the point of malnourished and nearly anemic and dying because I think she was spent 3 months in the Rattlers hold and a week and a half chained up. So yeah. And then, like, Ellie did the good thing, cut her down gingerly, cut Lev down again gingerly. He landed like, so they both like, okay, cool, I've saved you, fuck it, let's just go, while everything's burning in the background and all that stuff, and you hear screams and fire, and Ellie's like, no, I've got to end this. It's like, Ellie, come on, no, this is not even honourable. You're half dying. Abby's fucking malnourished and, on her just second, third, fourth, fifth wind, trying to just survive, and you want to end it now? No, leave her alone. Fuck, just... And, halfway through the beating and drowning and strangling, Ellie's just like, lets her go. It's like, you know what, fuck it, just go. I don't care anymore. It's just like, And like I said, I appreciate the fact that she wanted revenge for Joel, and that she couldn't let it go. But what I would have liked as Ellie for Abby, and for to end that finally, and to be like, okay, we need closure, was to be like, okay, I rescued you. How about we try and go? You come back with me to my village. We'll rest up for a few months and all that stuff and everything. And if we still feel the same way about each other, as we've healed our wounds, like, I'm not bleeding out. You've been training and eating properly and all that stuff. How about we try again? And if not, how about we become friends and allies and all that stuff? That's what I probably would have liked. But again, Ellie wanted revenge. I get that. But in the end, Abby is morally the better person, technically. And the way the game ends, with Ellie going back to the farmhouse and Dina has left her, that's kind of deserved. It's like Dina did give her the ultimatum that, it's either her or them. It's like, yes, but Ellie needed closure. And even though Ellie kind of went the wrong way about it, lost 2 fucking fingers because of it, and nearly bled to death, her actions resulted into being left by the love of her life. And it's like, oh, okay. And then, we've got the memory of Joel drinking coffee, her having the conversation of, you're an asshole, I fucking hate you, my life would have meant something, blah, 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 blah. And Joel just like, yep, I know. It's like, but then they had the conversation of like, don't mind if we start again, but give me more freedom, because I'm not a fragile little beaver. I don't know why I said beaver. I'm not a fragile little bird. Like, I can look after myself. I know how to fight. I know how to be smart. Just let me be and let it be. And Joel's like, okay, cool. I do apologize. And they went on their way. And we've all had that conversation with someone, like, because, I've had friends that we've ended our friendship over, and it's like, you know what, I miss you, I'm over this shit, I'm sorry, it's just, with the time, I just need space to myself and all that stuff. So, yeah, that is my point of view for the games and the characters so far, that Abby is morally better than Ellie. Now, here's what I think about certain characters. Dina. She's cool. She's an experimental girl in the apocalypse. She and Jesse go out. They've had sex. She's pregnant, but then she has a weird attraction to Ellie, and they become lovers. They become partners. It's like, cool, yeah, not everyone the relationship is justified in the normal situations. And what is normal anyway? Fuck you. Owen's a little bitch. He is a playboy that knows he's a playboy. When we first see him, he's flirting with Abby. But over time, because of Abby's obsession with trying to get to Joel because of the murdered father, Owen doesn't like the fact that he's with a strong, independent woman who wants revenge and all that stuff. So he goes after Mel, who, in my opinion, is a meek, weak-willed woman. That's why he's easier to manipulate her into having sex with and getting pregnant, and then ghosting her because, oh, I don't want to be a dad. Like, you're just fun. Like, while Abby, like, oh, Abby and I, have had a relationship, you're just here as a distraction. And Mel, she looks malnourished, like fucking oath. If you're on the apocalypse, on the run and all that stuff and all that time, don't get pregnant. Fuck, like, Jesus Christ, you're a dumbass. I will say that if you like, with the way the virus is going currently in the world, with the way infected are going and all that stuff, if you get pregnant during this place where people are trying to kill you, zombies are around, a virus is killing people, you're a fucking dumbass. I'm sure that, like, they could have come up with condoms or whatever. And I know not everyone has condoms and all that stuff, but I'm sure there was you have the scientists or whatever during this time who could probably make an easy pill or whatever. I don't know how it works, but yeah. But Abby, I personally love Abby. She's a soldier. She trains to become stronger and all that stuff. While Ellie's more of the fact that privileged in, oh, I'm immune, I don't need to train. It's like, yeah, you kind of do. Lev and Yara, I love these two. Yara was, it's a shame that she didn't last long, but Yara was, she's a survivor, like, for a Seraphite who gets her arm broken, who has the goal to keep on going after just getting her arm cut off. Holy fucking shit. Lev, he's an amazing dude. Loses everything, keeps on going, follows Abby willingly just because someone's looking out for him and he can show that he can look after himself. That's why I want number 3, Last of Us Part 3, to either be a prequel into the 20-year span that what Joel and Tommy went through, or of Abby and Lev trying to journey the world, have a more open world this time for the third one. Dina, Ellie, Emily, Isaac, Talia, Jesse. I love Jesse. I was so disappointed he got killed. I was like, he kind of slowly was looking like Joel, but he was like their number 1 patrol group guy, and he was doing really well. I thought he was going to be more of a pain in the ass, but no, he was a cool dude. He knew what needed to be done, and the fact that he was trying to go with Ellie to help get revenge and to help find Tommy and all that stuff. Like, that's a loyal soldier. That's a loyal friend and all that stuff. Maria and Tommy's relationship, that was devastating. Like, the fact that, yes, Tommy wanted revenge because it's his brother. Maria should kind of know the way Tommy is. But I do appreciate the fact that at the start of the game, when Tommy's gone, Joel's dead, and we're in Joel's house, that we have Maria, Dina, and Ellie talking, and it's like a powerful female movement situation. Like, we have a leader wanting to find her partner, and her other person who holds the city down, trying to tell this other strong independent woman who lost her father figure that to go after her husband because he's being a dumbass, while her current friend / partner is there for moral support, to be able to, like, yes, I'm gonna go with her no matter what you say. It's a nice dynamic there, and I do appreciate the fact that when Tommy and Maria break up, it's like, oh, it's mutual. It's like, no. I believe Maria would have shut that shit down because you were too stubborn enough not to hear her words because you want revenge for your brother. Like, yes, you want revenge for your brother, but you're also being a reckless motherfucker. It's like, so that was justified in itself. Nora, being that she's more of a friend and a doctor for Abby's side, she also kind of deserved to get killed because she was a cocky bitch. And I'll say that with a grain of salt because, yes, Ellie was getting revenge, but you don't antagonize someone who's already upset by saying, oh, do you hear the screams at night as well? It's like, because he was a little bitch. It's like, oh, that's just asking to get killed. If you explained yourself, I was like, okay, I get it, blah, 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 blah. Can we not escalate to the point, like, where, like, if you do something, like, someone's going to hear and all that stuff. I know you want Abby. Like, how about we try and, settle this more reasonable than bloodthirsty things. And that's what I was saying. Not everyone thinks on the same level. So that's why you can't trust, oh, I'm immune. Sorry. The fucking Rat King? Like, what the fuck? It's... Which was like, holy fucking shit, ground zero bullshit. I was like, oh, that's bad. Like, being we were at ground zero, I knew some shenanigans was going to happen because of that, and it showed. Like, that was 25 years of infection, and it all mushed up into one in a ball of... bleh. That was, that's nightmare material. That was like, let's say, 7 people all balled up into one with the infection spreading, making them the monster of monsters, the nightmare of nightmares. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Who's Whitney? Oh, Whitney's a dumbass. She's that girl that Ellie kills when, who's playing the PSP. She deserved to die, in my opinion. Like, she had a job to do. She was supposed to be on watch, during in the apocalypse, as people would, as wolves infected, and whatever was around. And she has the goal to play a PSP, or Vita, whatever, with headphones in. She deserved to die because she's a dumbass. Not Danny. Manny. I thought he was an asshole, but technically he is, but he's the playboy of the apocalypse. I didn't mind him. The fact that he kind of spits on Joel's dead body is kind of a little bit more disrespectful. But again, this is coming from the side that, oh, you fucked us all. You're an asshole. But then, he's basically a Latin lover, a Mexican suave man who's just trying to get laid during the apocalypse. And it shows he has a few love nests. But I was kind of disappointed that he got killed off that easy by Tommy/Jesse, just shot in the head. I was just like, oh, it was very anticlimactic for him. A fist fight would have been better, but again, that's a whole other thing. I felt so bad killing the dogs. It was just like, holy shit. Yeah, but it had to happen because there's no way trying to get around when a dog can smell you and all that stuff. It's just, they had to die. And I do apologize for doing that. But yeah, most of the characters, they're like, some are better than others. But again, like I said, Owen is an asshole. He knows that he is a sexy dude with, that can manipulate both Abby and Mel. Like, Abby is a strong woman and all that stuff, but he manipulated the fact that she was upset to have sex with her one more time, while also in a relationship with Mel, or or if they can call it that. But as soon as Mel was starting to show getting pregnant and got pregnant, he kind of ghosted her, and just showed like, oh, you're just a plaything, an easy to manipulate girl in the apocalypse, because I'm a good looking dude. Hey, I can fuck you whenever I want. I fucked you. You're pregnant. I don't care. It's just like, well, okay, that's So yes. So all in all, Last of Us Part 1, including Left Behind, absolutely loved. One of the best survival apocalyptic games, escort games, if you would like to call it that. And Last of Us Part 2, is an excellent survival apocalypse revenge story. And yeah, just if you take out Ellie in all of this, the game still works, because it's wolves versus seraphites, and that's a journey in and of itself. That's why I would like either a part 3, which is a sequel showing Abby and Lev's journey into trying to find more fireflies, and struggling to re-survive after the trauma they went through, or Ellie trying to find her way back to Dina and Tommy's commune, or part 3 as a prequel for the 20-year journey between Joel, Tommy, and other survivors of the growing of the fireflies during that time, to for a third game, to be like, this is for the way continuity goes. We started off a survival apocalypse escort game, to a survival apocalypse revenge game, to a survival apocalypse survival game. But yes, I don't know how to say it. Neil Druckmann, if I'm saying it right, Neil Druckmann, and Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann, Naughty Dog, and all those involved. I appreciate you so much for making both of these games. I absolutely love them. I would have loved it a bit more open world experience instead of set pieces to go to. But again, I see how it was supposed to go, and I love the fact that we did that. And it was just the progression of the story, like how that one went with the Left Behind. This one went with going to try and have revenge, and going from both point of views, because you can't have revenge without someone getting hurt and people dying on both ends. To the point of having a third game or a prequel game where it's open world, you can do whatever you want within the 20 years, but eventually within the 20 years, it's gonna end up like, yes, we have come to the point where it is 2033, and Joel, here's Ellie, look after her. Take it to this. Ta-da. So, thank you for watching. What did you guys think of these games? which characters did you like? Because I'm sure... What the hell? Right, that was weird. Because I'm assuming not everyone likes the same characters for the same reasons. But like I said, my top 5 picks go Joel, Abby, Lev, Yara, and Ellie. Ellie just comes into the top 5 by just. Her attitude, she just beats out Jesse because he's a cool dude, and Joel's still in it because I agree with what he did. First game, in my opinion, he's the hero of the first game. Yes, he does murder a lot of people, but again, Abby is a close second because I appreciate her struggle and the fact that she was willing to train and all that to get revenge, and knew when to stop. So yeah, and so again, which characters do you guys like? Which characters do you guys hate? What did you like about The Last of Us Part 1 and Left Behind, if you play the DLC? What did you like about Last of Us Part 2? And what did you... and what would you like to see either in a sequel, like Last of Us Part 3, as a sequel or a prequel? And do you want DLC for The Last of Us Part 2? And if so, what of? Because personally, I would like to see the rise of the Seraphites, because that'd be interesting. Or a time frame visual representation and literal video or gameplay of the Rat King. As gross as that would be, as grounds, the 20 years of Ground Zero, that would be even fucked up and even more interesting. So yeah. So share, subscribe, leave a comment. Leave your appreciation to Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann and all that stuff, and everyone at Naughty Dog for creating a masterpiece. And thank you for watching, guys. This is part 2 of the video that I was trying to explain, and I hope you enjoyed the fact that part 1 of the first video ends with me going on about how hot Kevin Bacon is, and that's weird. So yes, leave your thoughts and everything, guys.